So, hello, people of the internet. We are back after another round of Premier League action, where the highlight of the week has been Manchester United tumbling down to Arsenal at the Theatre of Dreams. That is Old Trafford. That too after a humiliating loss against Crystal Palace, banging in 4 goals in their own nets. Where the Manchester United fans and even the neutral fans are left to ponder whether Manchester United, the team that needs a fix, or is Old Trafford the Theatre of Dreams, which everyone adores, that needs a fix because of the rain falling down like Humpty Dumpty falling down. So I leave the match's reactions and how they feel, and how our fans are left pondering down regarding the team's state to Sanket and Casemiro. So, Klase, let's start with you. What do you think of the Manchester United versus Arsenal game?
Yeah, it's been a very poor week to start with a negative 5 goal difference. First, getting with a 4-0 thumping at Crystal Palace, which I thought was going to always be famous for Istanbul. It's not anymore right now. So it will be remembered for 4-0 for United. But I still see positives in that because Olise gave a very good show to say why we should sign him this summer.
Uh,
Though it was technically an audition by
don't
Olise to
don't get
say
your
come
hopes
and
get
sign
too high.
me.
Yeah, don't get
Come
your
and
hopes too
sign
high.
me. No, no.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought, and I knew that United would lose both the games to start with, and the coming fixtures are, as well, are not going to be any good. So my hopes aren't too up right now. I said it the other day in one of my WhatsApp groups as well. Like the only motive to have the season right now is to finish strong, which is with the FA Cup. And for that, I just want the players to be fit right now. Get Lisandro Martinez fit somehow. Get Luke Shaw fit somehow. Get Mount, Rashford, Bruno fit somehow for the game, and just play with somewhat passion for the last game at least, and try to win some silverware, which will then allow you to win or even go to Europe. Because I see winning the FA Cup is the only way through which you can go to Europe right now. So yeah,
Sanket, over to
that
you,
is it.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first thing, being a United fan, I don't want them to go to Europe this season, next season, sorry, because there are already too much shambles in the league. The team is not there. Why do we want to play an extra 10 games, just extra humiliation for us? I think next season should be a rebuild season. Focus on the league, focus on the basics. Get your players to do 10 passes right in a game. First thing, and get your attackers on. We don't want Olise as well. I'm like, Olise is a great player, would love to have it, but what we are lacking in attack, what I feel, is a proper goal scoring threat, which has not been enough for a long time. We have not had 20, 30 goals a season, guys. I mean, Rashford did score 30 goals last season, but it was a one-off. We all know, Rashford is some seasons is great, sometimes he's not. His apologies are more louder than his goals. Honestly, a frustrated United fan currently. The leaky roof has been around for the last couple of years. No one is fixing it. Old Trafford is old. No one is fixing it. Training grounds are shit. No one is fixing it. Hopefully, with the new investment by Ineos, we do some of these basics right, because it's been enough. It's for the last 6, 7 years we have been talking about management is not good. This is not working. Players aren't playing. I mean, when do we fix it? I think if there is something, let's be out of Europe for a while. What Arsenal took for a couple of years, being eighth under Arteta, just build the basics right.
Okay.
Just go.
So, got
That
you,
is
Sanket.
the only
So,
next season. A
yeah.
rebuild, repair.
So yeah, we've got the London natives here with VS supporting Chelsea and Kashyap here joining us. An ardent gooner here. So VS, let's start with you. What did you think of the game and how do you see things going forward?
So Charlie, I was watching the game from a very personal Chelsea fan point of view because we had a lot to win and lose despite we were not playing the match. Given the fact that if Arsenal were to drop any points, they would be behind. They would pretty much have surrendered the title to City, made it very enticing for me to support United. But at the same time, I also remember that we are in a European Cup fight with United breathing right over. We just stole their seventh spot away from them a couple of weeks ago. So United winning would also put added pressure on us into qualifying for Europa. And I disagree with Sanket on one factor, not regarding what he said about United, but as a Chelsea fan, I would definitely want to see my team play Europa League next season, because if there was a transition this season, that had to be this one for us. Next season, we are looking forward to going into the knockout competitions and winning it. So ideal result for me as a Chelsea fan would be a draw, because with a draw, what happens is United drops 2 points. It gives us a certain level of cushion in the current seat where we're comfortably sitting. And at the same time, Arsenal, they also lose two extremely valuable points, which will eventually crown Man City champions. I have no feelings towards Man City, but I certainly cannot bear the sight of Arsenal lifting a Premier League trophy, which I haven't since I started watching football. Since I had a cable connection in my TV back in Kerala, I never seen that sight, and I hope I can avoid seeing it ever in my lifetime. So I definitely did not want Arsenal to win. Ideally, I was hoping for a 1-1 draw. And after Arsenal scored the first goal through Trossard, whoever once again happens to deliver the big match performance with the clutch goal, I really backed United to level the score and defend it out. They didn't do it. I was very much disappointed that they couldn't do it. But then, yeah, ultimately, I will take the win. Even though Arsenal got away with 3 points, United are still very much again behind us, and we have a better chance of qualifying for Europe. So positive result for me, but it could have been better.
Yeah, great summing up the match result. VS. So Kashyap, the native gunner here. So who's won the match? So what's your thoughts on that?
Bro, I felt it was a very professional performance. Okay, first place. See, you cannot play. It's Old Trafford. Okay, at the end of the day, you cannot play. You cannot try to impose your style at Old Trafford. You try to play expansive football, they'll just kick your ass in the counter attacks. So we cannot do that. So it was pretty much necessary to play, have a very solid defense and play the way we did. Because in Old Trafford you cannot try to. Last year we tried to do the same thing. Try to keep possession, try to press, and we got hit on the counter 3 times. Like fuck, man, Anthony and all scored a goal last season. So I mean, sorry, I'm using the expletive, but I mean we let Anthony
Oh,
score against us last season. So that was very embarrassing. But yeah, bro, I think it was a very good performance. Defensively, we were solid, and Saliba has been amazing, bro. Like he's been amazing this entire season. And see, a couple of game weeks prior, he had told in the press conference that if he had not press conference, he had told in an interview that if he had been there last season, Arsenal would have been champions. So that coming from someone who is just 22 years old, it's such a huge statement, and it's a statement of intent as well. Uh, so yeah, bro, I think it was a good performance. I think again, the most enjoyable part was, as much as I'm not the kind of fan who likes to banter around, but yeah, bro, like after the end of the game, the Arsenal fans were singing "Old Trafford is falling down, Ten Hag is a dash clown," and all
yeah,
those things. It was pretty fun to watch.
it was
But yeah, again,
banter is
United,
allowed, Kashyap. Yeah, banter is allowed.
yeah.
If you were wondering about that.
S-
Yeah, just waiting for
yeah.
Arsenal to bottle another league.
Hey,
Then we'll do
we were
one more
never there
episode
in
with
the.
Kashyap.
See, no, we were. No, we were never there in it in the first place. Okay, as soon as we lost to Aston Villa, we knew the league is over. So we are happy with second place. This is where we have to build on. So this is. I won't call this bottling. Okay, we were never there. I mean, we were supposed to fight for the title, and we fought for the title. But again, I don't think we'll be able to win it this time. Okay, next season we have to go again. That is the fact. Okay, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I have to accept that reality. But yeah, bro, I think it was a really professional performance. It was a great day for me as well. This is I think we are doing the double over United after, I think, 2006-7 was the last time we did. So basically 17 years later we are doing the double over United. Feels good, bro. As much as I mean, as much as I have respect for United as a good football team, I do hate them. They are our rivals. So yeah,
Uh, I
that's
mean,
how we.
I'm a Liverpool fan. So yeah, that last statement I can take
Yeah, I
that
mean,
very
it's
much.
pretty normal.
Liverpool fans
Yeah,
have that in their DNA. I mean,
yeah.
like you can't be a Liverpool fan without hating
So
United.
yeah. So yes, guys. So regarding the quorum of football fans that we have in this room, so that's been a mixed bag of reactions from all the Manchester United fans, Chelsea, and the London natives. So keeping in mind the matches, so I would like to point out that both the tactics of both the team, even when both the tactics of both the teams were solid, I could observe that the Arsenal players were stiff and strong on one day, and the Manchester United players were all over the place. To be honest, it seemed that not one shot the Manchester United players were trying were going in the net, and they didn't seem to have a shot on target. They didn't seem to even have a chance. Wherein the Arsenal players look so strong in the box that any shot they take, it seemed to go in the box one way or the other, if not for Onana saving some acrobatic saves. So, Prase and Sanket, I would like to start off with you guys. What did you think of the players' performance and the tactics involved in such a big game? The two in a potentially title deciding game, or keeping in mind United's title European chances. Yeah, Prase, over to you, man.
Yeah, so if you see, as Kashyap mentioned, it was a very professional performance by Arsenal. They took the lead and they knew that they don't have to do anything stupid to lose the game anymore. And considering their defense that they had all season, I think it was a very professional performance. They took the lead. They were happy to give United the ball because they knew that the moment United loses the ball, they'll have acres of space to run into. So
Yeah,
that has been the case all season. And our injury crisis hasn't helped as well. So they are
yeah,
ultimately facing a depleted United side, which is bereft of any quality right now. every player is knackered. You have Garnacho, who's 19 years old and who has played like 30 games in a row, which is
30
not
games.
ideal
Yeah.
for a young player to do as well. But there's no other go because everyone else is injured right now. So as soon as, that's why I said, like, it is wrong to judge Ten Hag right now with this team, and that's why I'm going to give him a free pass for this season, no matter what. So uh, no team can survive with this amount of injuries at any specific point of time. So it was a very good performance considering the quality United had on the pitch. I expected Arsenal to thump United worse than what Crystal Palace did, and surprisingly, Arsenal never went into full gear, which is
Yeah.
probably because they still had respect for Old Trafford and the place they were playing into. And at any specific point of time, one small mistake, Garnacho is still good enough to punish that mistake if at all that happens. And Garnacho did not have a good game, but I was glad to see Ahmad starting. Ahmad showed his quality on the pitch with a few touches. He was easily better than what we have as a fake Brazilian playing on the right wing. So it's good to see young players getting a chance, and I would actually want Ahmad to start and show his quality for the next two games as well, because he is one player who I was so happy when we signed, but he even did not participate in the African Cup of
Yeah.
Nations and gave his time for United, but he didn't even get a
Yeah.
single start because of Anthony. So I'm just glad that he's getting his chance, and yeah, I just can't wait for Bruno to come back. Just shows how much quality is lacking in the center if Bruno is not playing. Like in the last two games United has played, there has not been any big chances created at all. And the last game Bruno played, he himself alone created four big chances. So
Yeah.
that just shows you how much of an impact he has on the game. You can hate him, love him all you want for his moaning, crying, whining, all you want, but he's a class player, and he is needed for Manchester United no matter what.
Yeah. Over to you, Sanket.
Adding
What
to
are your
that,
thoughts?
right? I think I agree with Casemiro here. The injuries haven't helped. On the other side, you see Arsenal, right? They have like seven, eight players in the starting lineup who have started like 30 games this season. I mean, we don't have any, like, there's no stability there. The defense was shambles. Yes, I accept it because I don't know. I really don't expect Casemiro to go and play a centre back. Thirdly, the attack has been pretty lackluster throughout the tournament, and for the last 2.5 years since 2020 Jan Bruno joined, he has been the sole creator. There's no creative except for Christian Eriksen last season, who sprung out some really good passage of plays. There's no one else who's creative enough to get the ball from the defensive half to the attacking third. So yeah, we are missing that as well. Again, kudos to Arsenal. I mean, they knew the league is on the line. Last season, Arsenal was going after it every game. They were like playing basketball every game. This season, I think they have been more, especially this game, right? I mean, they knew we have to just get a win out of here and focus on our next match. I think that was the mindset, and that was really inside the players to not give out anything stupid or anything silly out there. So kudos to them. Honestly, expected a much bigger thumping. I honestly thought should not be more than 2 3 goals, but yeah, kudos to Arsenal, and I think everyone knows United, right? We have to go back to our drawing board, restart again. We can't keep doing this season on season.
Like, I must stop you guys at like when Classy mentioned Anthony, right? Like I was like puzzled. What was he trying to do, showing that face to anyone on the pitch? Like, what were your thoughts when Ten Hag was substituting, man? Were you a super ninja trying to save the game, or what were your thoughts? Like, I just broke down laughing when I saw his face like coming on substitution. So yeah, discussing Anthony is for just another episode on another day. So we as since you saw the match and you saw how professional and strong and rigid were Arsenal were, and how lackluster in defense and in attack too sometimes Chelsea have been. So, what were your thoughts comparing your team to your city's rivals?
Uh, to be very honest, Arsenal did not take me by surprise because Arsenal team, where they currently stand, they did not get here overnight. We have seen them struggle. We have seen them defend with their backs against the wall with 9 people. We've also seen Arteta spring out that 3-4-3 formation with the inverted left back, and he was occasionally playing Bukayo Saka down there. So I think that is again a massive strength to this Arsenal team because their development has been frankly very organic. So Arteta got a team which was very young, very raw, which was completely all over the place, and he straight away he tried to. I mean, Arteta during his first 4 matches, it was very clear that he was trying to imitate Pep's system into Arsenal, trying to pull all the triangles, try to focus on the midfield play with a 4-3-3. But credits to him, he immediately understood that it was not working out with the kind of players he had and the age and the respective skill sets that they had. So he went through the hustle. The Arsenal team, the one that Arteta eventually developed, they played almost one season whenever they were facing a top 6 side, their only instinct was to withdraw into the shell, defend properly, launch counters through Saka and Martinelli, and screen the midfield. They more often than not they employed a low block, but then occasionally they also went over and employed the mid block, and they have played at least 40 to 50 games where they were primarily holding back and trying to hit teams on the counter. So that team under Arteta has actually grown into that system. And then later on, as he got the players, as Saka started developing, once he got Odegaard, who started fitting in very well with the team, then finally they put the missing piece in Declan Rice over there. Even last season, the past 2 seasons, 2.5 seasons, I would say, Arsenal have came out of their shell. They started expressing themselves more. Arteta started giving more the players more freedom once they have already been accustomed to the system, and that is where the expansive football that Arsenal plays come from. They have that. They have practiced it over the last couple of years, but the organics, the basics from which Arteta developed the team, that's still very much there. So they have that ability to withdraw into a shell, defend things out, and have that professional attitude in defending a lead. It is ingrown in them at this point. So I think it's a huge asset to the Arsenal team that they have that flexibility in their game, because as and when the game demands, they have that ability to really spread their wings and soar sky high. But also at the same time, when they are getting pelted with stones, they also have that ability to just coil into a very tight space, shield them, and repel attacks from a distance. So yeah, as much as I hate watching it, I must give credits where it's due. I think the Arsenal fans, we used to make fun of these people when Arteta was getting hammered left, right, and center around 3 years ago, because they kept saying trust the process, and we were like, you keep trusting the process, you will be saying this in the championship 3 years down the line. But yeah, somehow these fans, these guys, they are a very patient breed. We've always known that they stuck behind Wenger for so long, and yeah, it's only natural that they gave Arteta the time, and yeah, the process has delivered. That's what I thought of Arsenal's performance. So whenever they were keeping United at bay, it's because they have been doing it in the past. Maybe not the past 2 seasons on a regular basis, but before that, that was their natural game to a certain extent. So they were in very familiar field. That's what I have to say about Arsenal. Also, I want to mention something that Casemiro brought up. He mentioned Amad Diallo having a proper, wonderful performance, I would say, given the circumstances. Casemiro, what intrigues me is that while I do not disagree with you that Diallo had a wonderful performance, I mean, the close control, the ability to carry the ball out wide and towards the interior, it was all there for everyone to see. But one thing that really, really surprises me with regards to Ten Hag is that even though it was clear to even casual football fans that Antony was not delivering like an average Premier League winger should even deliver, he stops the game too much. He takes pauses when he should keep the ball running. I think he only has one goal this season so far, which is absolutely terrible for a winger who should be playing in Manchester United. Okay, two. I still won't call that a massive improvement. What really wonders me is that why was Amad Diallo not given the chance earlier? I mean, he had a few substitute performances here and there, but this I think was his first start in Premier League since he joined the club. I'm not saying Diallo absolutely blew everyone out of the park, but it is pretty much clear that he can certainly be an upgrade over Antony and at least have given him tough competition. But Ten Hag withheld him for so long, so that raises questions. And secondly, you also have to remember that Ten Hag maybe has a preference for Antony, maybe because he has worked together with him in Ajax. He played a huge role in bringing him here. But even at Ajax, one thing that was given was that the West Ham guy who is really bowling out in PL right now, Mohamed Kudus. Yeah, he was there. He was there in Ajax under Ten Hag when Antony was in the developmental squad. But even there, Ten Hag prioritized Antony's development over Mohamed Kudus. So I think that also raises that question to me as to why give Antony so many chances, such a long rope. I mean, we're talking about somebody who had the guts to kick out Cristiano Ronaldo. Antony can surely not be bigger than that, right?
Yeah, so the thing is, Kudus is not a right winger when he played for Ajax. So he never played on the right for Ajax, even though, yes, he's a left footed person. He never played as a right winger at Ajax. He played more like a false nine or a floater predominantly there at Ajax. And he's now moved into the right winger position in West Ham because they don't have, they didn't have Bowen for some time. And here also, right now at West Ham, he's more of a floater because they have Bowen back, and so he doesn't play right winger predominantly. But of course, yes, signing Kudus for 40 million would have been better business than signing Antony for 100 million. But again, 100 million is the Glazers not doing their business correctly, because Antony was valued at 40 million by United when Solskjaer was there, and there was a clear piece about that.
Even when Ten Hag was there, there was
yeah.
sorry,
Earlier,
even when Ten Hag was just wanted to add
earlier in the transfer window as well, when Antony was given as a target by Ten Hag, like Glazers did not approve the signing, and as soon as it was approved, then at that time Ajax had sold enough players, and they said like you have to pay a lot to basically get the player. And paying 100 million is like what Chelsea did in 2010 when they signed Torres for 50 million. You play good, you play bad, you have to start no matter what. It's sometimes the board screwing with the manager, but in this case, you can clearly say like Ten Hag does prefer Anthony, and probably you can give Anthony his dues because he defensively runs all the time to track back and cover the man. That is one thing, but he does also leave a lot wanting when he goes in front, and that is where he needs to find the balance. Like if Anthony is the hill that Ten Hag is going to die on, I pity him because he can certainly do better. And I think that's why he's also realized that and giving other players a chance right now. And I don't think Anthony has to improve. And he'll probably be given a proper timeout as well because the season has not been good for him, be it on the pitch or off the pitch as well, which is again a very influencing factor because he didn't have the cleanest of starts. He didn't have a good off the pitch record as well because he was given some time off for other issues off the field, and that might have played a part as well. I'm not going to say Anthony is a great player. He's at best a squad player for
Yeah.
whom United has coughed up 100 million, but he's a decent option to have out of the bench if at all you need so.
So, Plaza, yeah, we can have an episode on Anthony, as I said before. For it's for another day. We can have it for even for 2 hours if it's okay. So, Kashyap. So, I just came back from a clip from Gary Neville saying that Havertz was the next Firmino, or Havertz is doing the role that Firmino does at Liverpool. Which forget that being a tough pill to swallow, it will never be a pill to swallow for me. The two being a Liverpool fan. So, how do you see the synergy of Havertz, Trossard, and all the squad players being well gelled against a team against Man U yesterday?
Bro, first thing, he's a legend. Okay, Firmino is maybe I think Firmino comes in the bracket of Aguero, Messi in terms of false nines. World's
Yeah,
best false
that's
nines,
true.
maybe Messi, Aguero, Firmino. These guys are in one sentence. Okay, so comparing Havertz to Firmino it's just grotesque. Let me put it in a very let me put it very honestly to you. It's grotesque. You're insulting Firmino there. You're insulting Aguero. You're insulting Messi if you put Havertz in the same bracket. Okay, so I mean, but yeah, I mean, see, Firmino was not a chaos creator for Liverpool, as he's not a chaos creator. But Darwin Nunez for you is a chaos creator. Okay, he's the one who creates that chaos, and Liverpool love that chaos. Okay, now what we were lacking last season is we were lacking one chaos creator. Jesus is not a chaos creator; he's a traditional false line. Okay, so we needed someone like Havertz who has the height, who can win aerial duels and create that chaos, so that we'll be able to get some better output. And number two, you were saying something else, bro. I lost you. Uh, you asked me
No,
something else, right?
no, no. It's how do you fancy the synergy between the attack? That is the Leandro Trossard and Kai Havertz duo. Because Trossard has silently hit almost like 17 to 18 goals this season, and I'm not at all surprised of the role he played at Brighton. So how do you see that synergy happening the whole season, and how did you see that in yesterday's match?
Yeah, bro. Good question. See, Trossard, no, he is basically to be honest, Trossard can be a very good false nine, and he's also he's the one who has got the courage to take that chance. Okay, I mean, he's the second best finisher in the Arsenal lineup after Martinelli. Martinelli is our best finisher. Trossard is the second best finisher. The only thing about Martinelli is he runs like a headless chicken. Okay, he doesn't look up and he doesn't see who's around. But Trossard does that, and he's able to finish. Also, he's able to take that chance. Now, as far as the link up between Havertz and Trossard is concerned, bro, see, we got in Havertz because we needed someone to walk in from the. If we when we played Havertz as left center midfield in the starting of the season, we wanted him to occupy that central space and provide that aerial threat. Now, when you have that aerial threat, he's able to draw a couple of defenders towards him, and that creates that half space. It empties the half space from where a Martinelli or a Trossard can shoot. No, Martinelli is not playing much because he's trying to learn to play wide. He's trying to learn to play as a wide forward. So naturally, Trossard is an inside forward. Okay, so he's able to cut in and use that space which Havertz is providing. And at the same time, when Havertz switches to the left and Trossard comes into the central areas, Havertz is able to draw defenders outside into the half space, and it creates a space in the central area. So Trossard is able to shoot. So that is how it is working for us right now. Okay, maybe in the next season it will change even more. Okay, so yeah, bro, that's it. I know that's how I see it. I mean, if we have better, you see, we need a final ball specialist. Okay, like we have on the right side, Odegaard is our best creator. Now on the left side we have Declan Rice. Okay, he's that physical threat. He's able to occupy the half space, or he's able to even occupy the wide space. But he's not able to, provide that final ball or that final cross which is required to, that killer passes. We don't have that. So hopefully if Fabio Vera starts playing well in the left center midfield and he starts playing well for us, then yeah, next season we'll be able to do much better. Yeah, that's it from my
Wow,
end.
wow. So that's been the reactions regarding the Manchester United and Arsenal game. There's been a lot of tactical analysis and reactions regarding the players, and regarding how the performance was on the pitch.